Hello and welcome to Illuminate Your Truth. I'm your host, Elena Isis, and I would just like to thank you all for joining me today. Now, on our last episode, we were talking about embracing sacred union through the art of cock worship. And so today we're going to do a part 2. There's still some more things that I wanted to dive into on this topic. And so, yeah, let's go. All right. So we talked about a lot of stuff last episode, and today I really wanted to just talk about how you would actually bring this into your relationship, because that's definitely important, how you would do this as a woman. Okay, so first thing I would want to talk about is the importance of flirting and initiating intimacy and why that is so important. I think back to myself years ago when I was dating and even newly married. I remember thinking that it was the man's job to flirt and initiate all the time. And I feel like this was something that I thought was supposed to be because I had initiated in the past with past partners and I would get turned down. And so I feel like the turn down really affected me and it made me just stop initiating altogether. And I didn't know that would affect my relationship. And so I really just stopped initiating completely. And I remember my husband really asking me, if I would, because he was getting frustrated. He was always initiating. And I thought to myself, but you're the man. You're the one who's supposed to initiate all the time. You're the one who's supposed to flirt all the time. And I realized that was not really the case. It's not supposed to be a one-way street with that. And so I started opening up to the idea of initiating and being okay with if I did get turned down. Because men aren't horny all the time. Men don't want it all the time. I mean, some men do, but some men don't. And so I really had to get out of my comfort zone. And I had to try something new. Men want to feel wanted. And I don't think it's fair for women to ignore that. Men want to feel just as wanted as women do. And so I started flirting. And this is a flirting without pressure. This is play without pressure. I made sure to clarify with him, if I'm flirting with you, sometimes it doesn't always have to lead to sex. I think that a lot of people don't flirt throughout the day because they think that they have to have sex right there. And I wanted us to be on the same page with the idea of us flirting and it not having any expectation of it leading to sex right there. And if it leads to sex right there and we both want that, that's great. But the initial act of flirting, I really thought we needed to clarify that, because I think that that's why I didn't do it, because sometimes I don't want to have sex right there, but I do want to show you that I want you. And so I think that there's a healthy balance with that. But communication is definitely key with that topic. He should be on the same page with you. You should have a conversation about that. But yeah, play without pressure. This is a key to having fun with your partner because there's no expectation of orgasm. It also helps you build desire throughout the day. And this path is all about desire. It's all about a healthy desire for your man. And letting your man know that you want him and you are thinking about him and you love his body is just so nice. A few things that I do when I'm flirting, I like to look him up and down with my eyes. Let's say he is getting dressed or he is just walking around the house or standing there and stretching. I will just stop. I will give him my full attention and I will look him up and down with my eyes. And that usually gets his attention and he likes that. Let's be aware, I'm married to a Leo, so they really enjoy attention anyways. So any attention that I'm giving him that is strictly on him, he's going to love. Another thing that I do is gentle touches, either on his back, on his face, on his hair, anything that is just like, hey, I see you, I want you, I love you, I'm here with you in this moment, I want you, and I still want you. These little things can really change your relationship. Also, just initiating sex in general. A lot of times, initiating sex doesn't have to be this big, complicated thing. A lot of times, you can just start touching your partner and honestly, just grab his cock. I really don't think that a man is going to feel some type of way if his woman just goes for it. Honestly, I think men are going to appreciate that and think that that is hot also. And if he doesn't want that, he's going to tell you, and that's okay. Women, we have to be okay with rejection from our man sometimes. Sometimes they're not going to be in the mood, just like we're not in the mood sometimes. You want to give your partner the same kind of grace that you would want, because sometimes we don't feel good, sometimes we don't want to, and that's okay too. But you want to give your partner the same kind of grace. So if he rejects you and he doesn't want it, you go for it and he's like, no, I'm not in the mood. Don't let that stop you from doing it again another time. Accept his no, respect his no, and try again another time. And I'm sure that the other time it'll be just fine. But we have to stop taking that rejection as, you don't ever want me to ever have sex with you ever again. Or you don't ever want me to initiate, and I'm never going to do it again. Because sometimes we can get in our heads like that as women, and we'll just be like, I'm never going to do it again. No, keep doing it. Don't let it stop you. If this man loves you, he's going to appreciate that. And so you really just got to be comfortable initiating in any circumstance that you feel fit. So yeah, build that desire, play, flirt, have fun, act like you're dating, get back into that energy. Like I said, me and my man have been together for 10 years. A lot of people say, when the honeymoon phase is over, it's over. There's no sex, there's no desire, there's no longing, no pleasure. And I was like, yeah, I resent that. I don't think that is true. I know that it gets a little dull sometimes whenever you're together for a while and you're like, okay, where's the spark? It can always come back. It's not always gone forever. I don't like when people say that. I don't like when people are already just pessimistic about the future of a relationship just because you're together for a long time. Honestly, when you're in a relationship that is so deep and close and special and you've been together for a while, that's when it gets really freaking good. All right, that's when the good shit starts happening. And that's when you start opening up more. And so when people are like, oh, when you're married, it's all over, I'm like, yeah, no, that's not true. That's true if you're not putting any effort into keeping your relationship blooming and blossoming and new and fresh, and you're not changing at all. If you are elevating and your partner is also doing the work, you're always going to be in new stages in your relationship. And this is what I've noticed. I'm always trying to be better, and so is he. And so every year we enter this new life. He's a new person, I'm a new person, and then we get to know each other on that level. And it's like you're dating all over again, except it's the same person, but it's not. You're different. You're more vulnerable, more open, and you share different things that you may not have shared in the beginning of your relationship. And so it can just open you up to a really cool new journey. Another thing that I like to do with reigniting passion in a relationship is I started journaling about our love life, literally writing down in detail what happened, the whole session, the juicy details. And I would write after the session, and I would write everything down. I mean, I still do this. I write everything down, every detail, and I journal it. Yeah. And I reread it. And I reread it a lot. I reread it when I want to feel. Okay? I reread it when I want to remember him, when I want to get in the mood, when I want to feel passion and love and desire. I reread it. We want to document the moments where we feel so close to our partner and when we are in that place of desire and pleasure. And we don't ever want to let it go. We don't want to forget about it. You want to remember that. That stuff's important, and it really can help shift your perspective on your relationship and your partner. So journaling those really intimate moments that you've shared together, and going back and rereading them and getting your passion going. This is a really good thing if you have a low libido, because I really feel like with women, a lot of intimacy and sex and horniness begins in the mind as opposed to visual stimulation like men. And so if you can get your head in the game, I definitely say journal those intimate, passionate moments. I also like to read romance novels. I started reading romance novels a few years ago, and I noticed that it definitely helps with my desire, with my libido. It really helps me get into the mood. And so if you're a woman and you have trouble getting into the mood, find a good romance book. It can be any romance book, whatever kind of romance book you like that gets you going. Go for it. Feel no guilt because you're allowed to do that. Women and healing your libido. Okay, so first you have to take accountability in the relationship as a woman in regards to if you have a libido or not. If you have a libido, great. If you don't, okay, what do we need to do to fix that? Because that is something that is fixable, all right? Don't ever think that you cannot fix whether you have a libido or not, because you can. I'm not going to go tell you to go take a bunch of supplements and take a bunch of things. No, I'm going to tell you a couple ways that you can do without spending any money. All right, number one, you can start moving those hips. I really enjoy dancing. I love salsa dancing. I love just improv, just anything, any kind of dancing I love. Any dancing that moves your hips. So you're doing like hip circles and you're really getting that sacral energy, that womb energy moving. You're going to want to do this regularly. Put on some music that you really enjoy and get moving those hips. Opening up your hips really helps open up that sexual energy that may be locked in there, blocked away. It really helps open you up. And so move those hips. Another thing is inviting more pleasure and joy into your life. I'm always talking about this because really joy and pleasure is a rebellious act nowadays. If you love yourself and you love your life and you love pleasure and you're not afraid to feel joy and pleasure while you're out or just in general, that's a rebellion. In a world where most people don't like themselves and are not happy, loving your life and loving pleasure is rebellious. And so I say, invite that into your life. Invite the pleasure into your life. Invite the joy into your life. Make a list. Make a list of all the things that bring you joy. Make a list of all the things that bring you pleasure. And I mean, when I say pleasure, I don't just mean sex. I mean pleasure. Like what brings you pleasure? It could be eating a cupcake, anything like that. It doesn't have to be super complicated. Make that list and do some of the things on the list regularly. I'm not saying eat cupcakes every day, but there's other healthy ways that you can bring pleasure into your life. But yeah, if you are open to that energy, it's really going to help you want to have sex because sex is pleasure. It can bring you lots of pleasure. Obviously, you're communicating with your man, telling him what it is that you like. Don't be afraid to do this, okay? Because a lot of guys don't know what you like if you don't say it. So you really have to open up your throat chakra and communicate. That's key with this path is you're communicating about everything you desire, your pleasure, the things that you want. You're talking about it with him. Open line of communication. Be open with this energy of pleasure and joy and also desire. A lot of times people feel like desire is something that you shouldn't be thinking about, but I'm like, what? We should always be desiring things. Desiring our man, desiring joy, pleasure, openness, love. Don't ever stop desiring. You can desire big things too, and then use your masculine energy to make that stuff happen. You may have desires, but these desires require work. They require effort to bring into your reality. And I don't think there's anything wrong with working towards those goals and desires in your life as long as they are healthy and going to benefit you and your partner. Being open to desire means giving yourself permission to want. Giving yourself permission to want, just think about that. Now, what is it that you want? What is it that you desire that you may not have right now? Make a list of that stuff, all right? And see what you can work towards first. Don't get too overcomplicated with it. Pick one and go from there. But I don't think anybody should ever cut themselves off from desire because desire is something that is very important on this journey. And yeah, give yourself permission to want. The next thing with libido and healing it is self-pleasure. Yeah, we're going to talk about masturbation because that's like a huge part of this path is self-pleasure. And self-pleasure without expectation. That is the kicker. Without expectation. So We're self-pleasuring, but we're not expecting an orgasm. We're self-pleasuring. We're not expecting to get off. We are just doing it for pleasure. Okay? So if you have a vibrator, if you use your fingers, just explore your body. Explore where it is sensitive to touch. This can really help you heal your libido by exploring your body and exploring what you like. And if you can get off it, you can have an orgasm, which is spectacular. That's great. Enjoying that and allowing that to open you up, allowing that to clear your energy, allowing that to clear your womb, allowing that to heal any kind of sexual trauma. Orgasm is an energy clearer. And yes, so self-pleasure without expectation. A lot of times we go into self-pleasure and we're like, okay, I gotta have an orgasm, and that's what I'm working towards. And it's like, that's not really the mindset to have with it, because then you have all this pressure behind you. And then I don't know about you, but having pressure behind an orgasm is not helping. It doesn't really help. Not really. And so you really got to take all the pressure out of it. Also, so we have flirting without expectation, right? And then we have self-pleasure without expectation. And we should just carry this on to in the bedroom, because we need to have connecting with our partner and having sex with our partner without expectation. Because sometimes we get into these sessions where we are expecting to have an orgasm, or expecting him to have an orgasm, or everybody's expecting all these things. And then there's all this pressure. No pressure. Okay. We are just exploring each other's bodies, exploring what each other likes. It's a dance at that point, because you don't know what you're going to get into. Takes it to a whole nother level when you're just exploring. Oh, I'm just playing. Oh, I'm just exploring. Oh, I'm just going to touch you here. I'm just going to see if you like that. I'm just going to do this. And when it's like that, without the pressure, you're just like, I'm going to just try this, see if you like it. And you take all the pressure out of it. It really gets fun, because then you're like, oh shit, I didn't even know I like that. That's cool. Let's do that. It opens you up to a whole new way of loving, a whole new way of making love, where it's not just, okay, let's do it. No. So self-pleasure without expectation, flirting without expectation, and sex without expectation can change your relationship completely. It makes it more fun, more adventurous, you have more curiosity. You're able to try new things without all the pressure. And if you're self-exploring, you're going to know what you like. And so if he's playing, you're going to be like, hey, touch me right here. Actually, just figured out that I like that. So can you try that? He'll be like, oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. And then you're just opening up yourself to closer experiences with your man, and more into connection and more pleasure. All right. I love that. That's one of my favorite topics, is the flirting and the libido, because once you get the libido in check and you start healing that, you can really, really open up a lot more in your relationship with your man. All right. So another thing that I started doing, well, actually, I feel like I've always done this in little bits and pieces and parts of our relationship, but I do it a lot more now. I call it the power of tenderness, and loving him through gentle presence. So we're with our man, and we know that he's our king. Whenever I am loving my husband through gentle presence, what does that look like? Loving my man through gentle presence looks like us laying in bed, and I reach over and I grab him and I put his head on my chest, and I allow him to rest on my chest, and I start running my fingers through his hair. I start kissing his head. I start rubbing his arms and his back, and I just let him lay there, and I kiss his forehead, and I allow him to kind of melt, to feel loved without any pressure. I'm not trying to get anything from him in this moment. I'm just loving on him, and it's like a snuggle, like you're snuggling him, but it's this tenderness where you allow him to open up and melt. Whereas men don't really get to do that often with anyone. And so I was like, we always think of our men as being these strong, hard, powerful beings, but we forget that sometimes they want tenderness too. And so I like to give him that. I like to allow him to just melt in my arms and not have to be that strong, tough man that he has been all day at work. You know what I mean? I want you to just know that I love you no matter what you're doing. I just want you to know that at the core of it, I love you. And I'm going to hold you like a fucking baby. I'll hold you. I'll fucking hold you like that. And I'll snuggle you and I'll love you with tenderness and care because you deserve that. Because inside, men are little boys, okay? Our inner child doesn't go anywhere with the older we get. Our inner child is still there. And so when I'm doing this, I'm thinking about his inner child. You've been strong, you've been tough, you've been brave. Why don't you come home and just chill? Okay, why don't you drop your armor? That is it. That's it. Allow your man to drop his armor around you and give him that gentle presence because he wants that. He deserves that. And to be that for your man, that is so beautiful. I want to be that for my man. I want to know that after a hard day, my man can come home to me and drop his armor and just be held. I'll just hold you. Just let me do that for you. And let me send you my love. Why can't we do that as women? Let's do that. Let's be that for our men because inside they're little boys, just like we are little girls inside, and they need love and tenderness too. I think that that's one of my favorite parts of the path is loving through gentle presence because that really allows your man to open up to you emotionally, spiritually, and in a relationship where you've been together for a while, that's what you want. You want your partner to feel comfortable around you where they can open up like that. I think that that's really important for them to be able to do. So give them that. Allow them that space to do that with you. It can really, really help benefit your relationship. All right. So that was just a few points of embracing sacred union through cock worship. And I really hope that it has helped you understand the different steps that take place in this path on this journey. I'm going to always be talking about this because, like I said, it is a lifestyle. It is something that I do regularly. And I had a lot of fun talking about it and explaining little pieces and parts of this path that have changed my life and my relationship with my husband. So I appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you so much. If you have not, head on over to my YouTube channel, Illuminate Your Truth, and subscribe. Also, head over to my Instagram, Illuminate Your Truth Podcast, and follow me on there. I also have an Etsy shop called Rose Priestess Path. You can check that out too. All the links are in the bios. I have some really nice prayers. They're printable. I also released a womb meditation. It also comes with a printable prayer ritual as well. I'm really going to just be having fun with these offerings. I've had a lot of offerings in my head and I'm really just enjoying getting them out into the world now. So if you vibe with that, go check it out. Okay. It was a pleasure as always. And I hope you all have a wonderful, beautiful, beautiful day. All right. Bye for now.